Fourthly, let's take a look at harmony of aims. And this means that every member within our community shares the same aims, and they try to achieve this common goal in a harmonious way. And number 5, we have harmony of speech. Harmony of speech means that they would try to prevent the occurrence of arguments within the community. For example, when they communicate, they would try to deliver their ideas or to express themselves in a harmonious way so as not to get caught up in fights or arguments. And last, there is the harmony of being. Basically, this means that every member will live in harmony. And to live in harmony, you have to respect each other's rights. And therefore, anything that you do, you will be aware of the need not to violate other people's rights. Therefore, we have the 6 points of reverent harmony. At the same time, these 6 harmonies are the very basic ways to how the Dharma can be practiced. Although in the beginning we've talked about how this Sangha community involves mainly monastic members, but I'm not trying to say that the lay Buddhists should stay away from the Sangha community. In fact, they are encouraged to keep in contact or come in close contact with the Sangha community whenever possible. Why? Because the Sangha community creates or provides a direct link of the Buddha's teachings. Therefore, by coming in contact with them, you're also coming in contact with the Dharma or the Buddha's teachings. If we were to try to trace the Dharma, we can see that it can be traced back from generations to generations of monastics. And then we keep going backwards. You will see that it is actually traced directly back to the Buddha. Therefore, the Sangha community also carry with them the mission of direct transmission of the Dharma. In other words, the Sangha practices the Dharma, and the Buddha passed the Dharma through the Sangha. From this we can see that a proper Buddhist order can then be achieved or established only through the fusion of the Triple Gem. Therefore, summing up the above, we can say that taking refuge in the Sangha is like having a field of merit in our mind to cultivating. For example, in this field, you are able to build a home. You can also grow things over this field. You can also make investments for a better future. And to do this spiritual-wise, it means that anything that we do, we are trying to accumulate our merits as much as possible so that in the future our lives will become better. Therefore, that is why we say that taking refuge in the Sangha is like having a field of merits in our mind. Therefore, let's go back to the examples of refuge taking once again. Before we've talked about how taking refuge in the Buddha is like having a power station or power plant in our mind. It gives us energy. It gives us light. While taking refuge in the Dharma is like having a waterworks in our mind. And this waterworks will cleanse our mind and refresh ourselves. And thirdly, there is the Sangha. By taking refuge in a Sangha, it means that it is like for us to find a field of merits to cultivating. And that is why refuge taking is regarded as a very important step for those who wish to become a Buddhist. Not only to make a public declaration that they choose it as their official religion, but also to benefit from all of the above. And after we've talked about the very basic contents of the Triple Gem, which is the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, let us now take a look at the deeper meaning of refuge taking. We have to realize that the true spirit of the Triple Gem actually resides within each one of us. Just as a butcher can become a Buddha the moment he decides to drop his knife. And according to Mahayana Buddhism, Buddha nature is neither an external acquisition or a newly acquired quality, because it is always within us for awakening. In other words, each one of us can be like a treasure house, and this treasure house is awaiting to be opened and its contents be used. And without taking refuge, we can never uncover this treasure house. And if we never open this treasure, we can never actually see that endless gold or that endless treasure which is hidden within our mind. And in this case, I'm referring to the Buddha nature. A lot of us are afraid of us being a Buddha, or we usually find it hard to accept the fact that we do possess the Buddha nature. It's hard for us to believe that the Buddha nature is an intrinsic part of us. But the truth is, let me tell you about a story that can help us clarify this fear. Once a man asked a Chan master, "Master, who is the Buddha?" The master replied, "I know the answer, but I cannot tell you because you're not going to believe me." Therefore the man said, "How can I not believe in you? You're my master. You teach me all kinds of things. You teach me the Dharma. Therefore, please tell me who the Buddha is. I will believe you." The Chan master then replied, "Okay, if that's the case, let me tell you. The Buddha is you." This made the man very startled. He said, "How can I be the Buddha? I'm not a Buddha. A Buddha is someone who is enlightened. A Buddha is someone who is perfect. Therefore, I cannot be the Buddha." And then the Chan master continued, "This is exactly where the problem is. Most of us are clinging too strongly to the idea of the I. Therefore, this clinging has stopped us from looking or seeing or finding our true self. Therefore, it is important that we start to learn to let go of this clinging." Then the man continued, "Master, if what you say is right, does that mean you are also a Buddha?" Once again, the Chan master said, "No, this is still wrong, because you are still clinging to the idea of the I or you, and it's exactly this clinging that has covered up your mind, and that stops you from looking at your true Buddha nature. Therefore, what we require is the wisdom obtained from the Dharma to help us uncover our Buddha nature. And what has our Buddha nature been covered up with? We can say that our Buddha nature has usually been overshadowed by our delusion, as well as our clinging, especially with the ideas of things that appear or the idea of the self. Therefore, it is like a mirror. When you look into it, and you won't be able to look at yourself clearly. But once again, when this dust has been wiped away, you will be able to see something that is a true reflection of yourself. Just as the Buddha had said when he attained enlightenment while gazing upon the stars, he said that, "This is amazing. All sentient beings possess the Buddha's wisdom and virtues. It's just that their enlightenment is prevented by their own delusion and clinging. Therefore, our Buddha nature represents the Buddha gem that lies within all of us. And in order for us to discover the Dharma gem, we have to look deeply into the sense of equanimity within our nature. In other words, it is the ability to regard all sentient beings with an impartial mind. And as for the Sangha gem, it can be found within our love and serenity for happiness. Therefore, taking refuge means to rely on the Buddha, to rely on his guidance so that we can get to know ourselves better. In other words, it's to learn more about ourselves and to affirm our own strength, and thereby become self-reliant and even confident in reclaiming our own intrinsic triple gem. And now, the triple gem can be like our home, It can be like our parents, or a place of safety, or even a place of refuge. In other words, the Triple Gem shows us everything we can be. As we've talked about all of this so far, some of you may even start to wonder, okay, we've talked about the meaning and the benefit, but exactly how can the Triple Gem give us refuge? And according to the Buddhist sutras, there are 10 ways to which the Triple Gem can give us refuge. And let's take a look at them now. First of all, by taking refuge in the Triple Gem, we become disciples of the greatest teacher. And secondly, once we take refuge, we are pretty much assured that we will never be reborn in the evil realms again. And thirdly, once we take refuge, our characters will be improved. This is like our appearance is being adorned by better clothing that makes us look prettier or better. And fourthly, by taking refuge in the Triple Gem, we will receive protection from the Devas. And the Devas are the protectors of the Dharma. And number 5, as we take refuge, and I will receive blessings from the heavenly beings. And we will also be respected by our fellow human beings. In other words, there will be the blessings of heavenly beings and respect from earthly ones. Number 6, as we take refuge, we will also be able to accomplish many good things. And effects of bad karma should be lessened. Number 7, by taking refuge, we will gain merits and virtues. And let me assure you, the gaining of merits and virtues will be much better than any material offering that you can ever get in this physical world. Number 8, by taking refuge, we will always be with good people who offer their help at difficult times. Therefore, when you need help, when you're in trouble, you will be ensured that there will always be someone there to help you. And number 9, as you take refuge, you lay the foundation for your future moral and spiritual growth. And number 10, by taking refuge, it will lead us to Buddhahood, even if we do not practice Buddhism now. Therefore, all of these are the types of refuge and benefits which taking refuge in the Triple Gem can give us.